Hello, my friends. It's me again, the MetaVerse Explorer. I'm here to update you on what's happening in Star Atlas. We have a new magazine to look at, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Only Times, brought to us by the Coexist Guild. Coexist Guild. I saw Chimera, and I was just about to say Chimera, but they're the Guild of the Month. Okay, so the Only Times is brought to us by the Coexist Guild, by Lumina, as well as publisher is Gapth. I don't know how to say your name. Ghapf. Gaph is a publisher, founder, editor-in-chief, and of course translated by Lumina. So Gaph seems to do a lot here for the Only Times. So once again, free NFT magazine for us to engage in the Star Atlas community. Thank you guys so much. This is great, just getting me a bit more involved every couple of weeks, so I can see what other things I might be missing, or for us to also cover and talk about just the general discussion of topics. So in this issue number 3, we're going to be looking at Calico Industries, the Calico manufacturer, and the Calico ships. And then they also have a small section on the warp drive, which is Einstein's vision, science fiction engine inspired by Einstein's vision and intelligence. And of course, a little recap on Chimera Guild, which is the Guild of the Month. We do talk about a few other things. Ship manufacturers, Chimera Guild, market analysis, warp drive section, a small story by Coexist, bounty hunter ship comparisons, and spec comparison of ships, and also the sizes of some ships to see what's actually big according to some stats. We look at the Guild Master Coexist Lumina. Thank you very much, man. It's a pleasure to bring you the 3rd edition of Only Times. In this issue, we learned about the Chimera Guild and what they have in store for us. Additionally, we include market analysis. The issue also covers several articles related to ship manufacturers, warp drive, and spec comparisons. I'm not going to read everything word for word, of course. You guys go ahead, engage with this article, go and thank them. I will give them a small thank you on Twitter as well. So without further ado, let's go into the Calico ships, shall we? So I don't know if you know, this is the Calico symbol. They have a little bear. I'm going to show you on my t-shirt here. The bear is this one on the left here, okay? And all of the other ships manufacturers have their own little symbol here. You know what I just noticed though? I don't know what the ship symbol is for the Rainbow series, or for like the Fatali ships, Fatali made ships, because we have the Thimble, Pierce, or Gricka. We don't know what symbol for the Rainbow. So I don't know if the team's keeping that from us, or I just can't think of it at the moment. Let me know if you know what the symbol for the Rainbow series is, because I don't know. I should go and have a look actually. So, just to remind you guys, these ships usually have a major and a minor faction that contributes to creating the ships, or at least getting the blueprints to print these ships, to manufacture these ships. Dual faction manufacturers. Each council faction has 2 dual faction manufacturers. So the dual faction manufacturer for Gricka, Opal, and Calico, the dual faction ones. And there's a small little comparison here. So of course you can see here that the Calico is made by the Mud faction as a major, and then a minor faction as an Oni. And we can see this from the timeline on Notion ages ago. The roadmap updates from ages ago. Pierce is Mud proprietary, Busan is Oni proprietary, and Visas is Oster proprietary. So those specific races have the specific ships that they do by themselves without any help from anyone else. The Calico, Gricka, and Opal have a major and a minor, okay? So these ones might be slightly harder to create. So these ones, if you think about it, these are going to be very high and supplied in the area that you are in. So if you are a Pierce or if you're a Mud person, then you'll have Pierce ships really, really easily. It'll be hard for you to get Oni ships and Oster ships, which is the Busan and Visas. If you're in Mud, it might be easy to get Calico ships, but it will be super hard to get Gricka ships, because there is no kind of resources or any interaction with the Mud faction for the Gricka ships. Do you kind of get what I'm trying to say? You have to see where most of the suppliers, where the blueprints are, and where they're going to be made. Okay, if you're very far away from where they're made, there's going to be costs in getting it there. We have, of course, the Thimble, Armstrong, and the Rainbow series, who are made by the Fatali. The Thimble, Thimble and Armstrong have no proprietary faction that is responsible for them. It's everyone, because the Thimble, we know, is the cheapest air bike you can get at the moment, cheapest ship, also the cheapest crew member you can get at the moment. Hint, hint. The Armstrong, we've seen them in the Scream gameplay, Scream look, where we can see some of the concept art of the strongholds, and they're the Armstrong. I think there is also an Armstrong, either a scavenger or an Armstrong land car, if I have it correct. And of course, the Rainbow series is made by Fatali, very mysterious race, and everyone can make them. But you need to be in the high risk zone and medium risk zone to get their resources. We can look at the Fimble BIOS, which is owned by the Jorvik. The Fimble Ecos is owned by Ecos Group, and then the Tufa, of course, is the Tufa. Let's go ahead and look at the Calico ship series, shall we? Calico Guardian, available supply 235, origination 30k, firepower 2.7k. Pretty awesome. This is a multi-role ship, capital class, multi-road ship. Vessel is a marvel of modern spaceship technology, clean, sporty, and full of utility. Packed with 2 extra-large chambers of Explorer drones and dual cartography navigation rooms. The Guardian also doubles as space charting, headquarters for any and all relation or data validation. Go ahead and look at the Calico Compact Hero, 1.2k, 3.5k USDC. Now the firepower is 319. Look at how small the firepower is of a Calico Hero compared to the Calico Guardian. 2.7k versus 300. So you'll need significant amount of Calico Heroes to even come up to a Calico Guardian. That's crazy. And now, compare this. Look at this price, 3.5k USDC, okay, to a 319 firepower. Compare this to a 2.2k USDC, but a 712 firepower. So the ATS Enforcer, the Calico ATS Enforcer medium class fighter ship, is significantly more powerful than the Calico Hero, okay? Calico Hero has other things, right? It can probably freight, it can do some taxi service, it can do some bit of mining probably. The ATS Enforcer is probably really crap at all that, okay? If you want pure DPS, then you want to put in a few ATS Enforcers, medium-sized DPS. You want some ATS Enforcers in your fleet. Now, I just wanted to highlight Adrian Lucian as well. He's a freelancer. He's responsible also for the Medtech and the evac, which we'll also have a look at right now. Now, one thing about the Calico ATS, which sets it apart from a lot of the other ships, it has one weapon hardpoint, which is a capital slot, even though it has a medium class ship designation, okay? So it's got a capital slot, not even a large slot, but a capital slot. So it goes medium, large, and then capital. Okay, so it's like 2 slots above from weapon hardpoint. Calico evac, I'm happy to have one of these. Firepower 146. The origination price is 2.2k. Supply 119. This is just like an evacuation ship. We don't know how this is specifically going to work. Hopefully, I can rescue someone else's crew members and kind of enslave them to be my own ship members. Hopefully, I can do that. We'll see. And yeah, they've got rescue pods in there, so why can't you rescue people? And then if they thank you for rescuing them, they can join you. Maybe a small percentage chance to actually defect into your own crew, get an extra crew member, or they turn into like a slave crew, which gives them a value in the marketplace if there is slaves. Man, I just took this really dark place, didn't I? Calico Medtech, the little brother to the Calico evac. So, origination price 860, supply 14,000, and the firepower is 2,916. That is incorrect. That is definitely incorrect. So the Calico evac has a firepower of 146. The Medtech does not have a firepower of 2,000. Absolutely not. So sorry guys, that's just a small mistake that made there. That's all right. Now, let's go ahead and look at other Calico spaceships that we haven't seen yet, okay? We have the Calico Scud, which is an extra small fighter. The Calico Shipid, which is extra small freight. I'm wanting to see what the Shipid looks like. Calico Skip Trace, which is a bounty hunter. And then the Calico Flat Top, which is a capital ground ship. This is I think the only ground ship that's actually going to come into the Star Atlas Metaverse in GAL Phase 2, okay? The Calico Flat Top is the only ground ship that I remember now. Don't know what the purpose of the ground ship is. Maybe for ground defense. No idea. No idea. We haven't gotten any info on this. So that leaves it for the Calico ships. Chimera Guild. We've got some questions and answers for the Chimera. What is Chimera? How do you describe your guild? Constant innovation, spirit of improvement, community, economy, and gaming are some of the pillars on which Chimera stands. They did recently release some NFTs. We're going to talk about that soon. What kind of guild management does Chimera have? 2 co-founders, Carl and Anthonius Marble. Why did Chimera decide to go multi-faction? For profess a philosophy of acceptance and understanding, a philosophy that we also adopt in our law. Where is the actual answer? We wanted to get Chimera to be maximum number of people possible. There were people who wanted to enter Chimera, but did not do so as they were exclusively Oni. We decided that the most coherent thing was not to leave anyone out and open ourselves to multi-faction, as long as Star Atlas allows us and is good for Chimera. Awesome, good to know. So you guys know Aephian, we are also multi-faction. Chimera is also multi-faction. I gotta remember who else is multi-faction. But keep in mind, guys, like we say multi-faction, but we don't actually know what the consequences of this are, what the benefits, what the pros or cons of this are, right? At the moment, yes, anyone can be multi-faction. You just go and get a ship and you go and stake it. Your multi-faction doesn't matter, right? We need to have the loyalty points actually start working to a specific account or to a specific wallet that you're using. You use that loyalty points to upgrade yourself and to get better in the game. Of course, if you use all your time in one account, you won't have any time for the other account. So most people will just graduate to one account structure. But with any game, it's always good to experience the other side. I want to log in on the other side of the universe where I'm an Oni person, and then log in on that side later and experience the Oster section. If there's something happening over here that I think is worth more my time, I'm going to go over there. Does that make sense? What kind of projects are you working on? CEM. I don't know what this is. The Powered by Chimera. What is this? Oh, it's a novel based on the law graphic novel material SEM. Awesome. I didn't know they're working on a graphic novel. Next up, what is the expectation for Star Atlas so far? And any pros and cons related to the project? I can't. The pros are clear. We're at the forefront of one of the most promising and disruptive metaverses out there. The cons mainly be danger that the success of Chimera is contingent on the success of Star Atlas. This is true. But once again, if Star Atlas doesn't succeed, and I hope it actually does, and it looks like it will soon, I mean, it is a possibility. Nothing's guaranteed, right? Nothing's guaranteed. There is a small possibility Star Atlas doesn't make it. There is also a possibility that it does make it. There's a possibility it makes it, but not in the way that we want. Okay? Possibilities are abound. I did see the Chimera NFTs. They look pretty hectic. They look pretty good. They look really, really good. Let's go ahead and wrap things up here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's 12 minutes already. I'm so sorry, guys. They have some market analysis. You can read through that. They have the warp drive. You can read all about that. But what I want to really talk about is these ship comparisons. These ship comparisons. Let's go all the way down. You can see it's a very robust magazine, right? They've written a lot here. They've written a lot here. Now they're saying there is a specific space you need for a warp drive on the ship. Can you create this storage space in an X4 or an airbike? No, you can't. So the question we have, the community has, is how is Star Atlas going to incorporate warp drives into the X4 or X bikes or even the smaller ships? You might not be able to. You might be stuck on a small location unless you pay a toll to use a warp system or a warp gate, for example. That's a good way to do some taxes or Atlas syncs. Let's go ahead and look at the ship comparisons, shall we? Now, Bounty Hunter comparison. We have the Thimble Mamba versus the Thimble Ambue. Okay, the Thimble Mamba, of course, made by Thimble is like everyone. Everyone makes a Thimble. Whereas the Visas Ambue, of course, we saw before, is made by a major and a minor. Let's have a look at the available supply. Which one? So the green, of course, is a better outcome for you. So the Mamba itself, it seems like is winning a lot in the slots. Supply. There's less of the Visas Ambue. Price, the Thimble Mamba is cheaper. Doesn't matter about the make, doesn't matter about the model. Rarity is rare. The rares don't count at the moment because the team is going to be changing the rarity status of some of these ships. It's a small one for the Visas Ambue. The Mamba is a medium. Even though the Visas Ambue is smaller, it has a way bigger width than the Ambue, than the Mamba. True. One pilot only for the Visas Ambue, and look at the Mamba. Is one captain, one pilot, one co-pilot, one turret gunner. Oh man, that's a lot better, isn't it? And look at the origination price. It's not that much difference. For $500 more, even at severe discount now, you can get way more for your money in the Thimble Mamba than the Visas Ambue. Thimble Mamba, one medium, all mediums, much, much higher. Because it's a small ship versus a medium ship, okay? Look at the impulse engine for the Mamba is a 1 large. And look at the weapon hardpoints. 2 small and 2 extra small versus 2 medium and 2 large. Jesus Christ, that's much, much better. If you're going for a bounty hunter, you might as well go for the Thimble Mamba, right? So much better, so much better. One medium missile bay, one medium countermeasure bay, and one brig and one ammunition, whereas one brig for the Visas Umble. Man, 500 difference. You can get way more money for your bang for your buck. Let's look at the spec comparisons of ship. This is prepared with reference to the GAO 2 document published by Star Atlas. We can see here some of the warships, logistic ships. The warships, the fighters have a large amount, nearly 40%. 40% of ships here in the warships. We have a bomber, and we have the bounty hunting ships in the side here. This little thing here isn't quite clear. What's percent 52-78? In the logistic ships, we have freighting, transporter ships, repair ships, salvage, tow hauler, rescue, multi-role. And you can see here for the rescue is a very small niche. There's only 2 ships that are rescue ships, okay, at the moment. Tow hauler, only 2 ships, 1 Thimble, 1 Visas. Salvage, 1 Busan, 1 Pierce. Repair is 2 Pierce, 1 Busan. So you can see where a lot of the ship concentrations are, right? Of course, the warships, the fighter ships have the most, right? Or like the ships meant for DPS are the most. Fighters, multi-rows, bounty hunter, bomber. And on the left side, right-hand side, the logistics ships. So hopefully they can bring in like different loops of gameplay for all of these different types of ships, okay? You can see here, freighting, transporter, repair, multi-role, rescue, and tow hauler. Myself, I have a multi-role, I have a rescue, I have a repair, and a transporter. Yeah. And of course, I forgot the races and the data runners as well, and the others. Ground ships, 1 Calico, 1 Thimble, and then mine are 2 Armstrong miners. This is so interesting. Now, let's look at the world's, let's look at the big ships, shall we? So we have a different ships. I'm going to go here so you can see. These are the different ships that sank. I think Titanic might be one of them. And then this is the Thimble tank ship. Okay, this is the biggest ship. It's not the world's longest ship. Oh no, that's not the tank ship. Sorry, that's just the normal human ship that we have. That's not the tank ship. That's comparing the world's biggest ship we have. Is no longer the world's biggest ship. It's going to be, it's called the, where is it? This one, this line goes here. It's the Seawise Giant, 458 meters. On top of the Seawise Giant, we have the Pierce C11 at 790 meters. Compare that to a Tree Arrow, which is 800 meters. Holy crap, the Tree Arrow is huge. The Tree Arrow is huge. That's crazy. Now, how does your ship match up to these? Mine's very small, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you very much to the Coexist Guild and also to Chimera for featuring in this magazine. Thank you guys very much. If you want to contact them, this is their Twitter, this is their website, this is their Discord, this is their email, Telegram. Make sure you send them a like and tweet at them. And thank you them very much for this magazine. That's it for now. Ciao. Look at all this great information for Star Atlas. I want to thank you guys again. This has been very good engagement for me. So thank you very much. See you later.